Ever have that person at work who just catches your eye? That's where my story begins. It's funny how a simple glance can change your whole day, isn't it? I'm the kind of girl who shows up early, coffee in hand, focused on my to-do list. The quiet of the morning is my favorite, when the city is just waking up and the office feels like it's all mine. But then there's Daniel, the new guy tucked away in the corner office. Handsome, quiet, always reading at lunch. He's a bit of a mystery, and that just makes him more interesting. He seems strong, but there's a gentle shyness in his smile. It's the kind of smile that makes you want to know more. I'd catch myself sneaking glances, wondering what he's like outside these four walls. Sometimes I'd imagine us talking about anything and everything. Still, I loved my job and wasn't about to let a little crush mess that up. Work came first, always. But sometimes the heart wants what it wants, right? No matter how hard you try to ignore it. One evening, as the office emptied, Daniel stopped by my desk and smiled. My heart raced. "Want to grab a drink?" he asked. My heart skipped. "I'd love to," I whispered, barely believing my luck. I walked beside him out of the office, our footsteps echoing down the hallway. When we reached the bar, it was quiet, just the perfect escape from the chaos of our work lives. We found a secluded booth in the corner, where the dim lighting cast a warm glow across his face. I couldn't help but notice how his presence filled the space around us, how his easy charm made everything feel effortless. As the evening wore on, our conversation flowed with surprising ease. Daniel told me stories from his travels, moments from his childhood, and dreams he held for the future. I found myself opening up in return, about my own aspirations, the hurdles I'd faced, and the deep love I carried for my work. But beneath the words, there was something else, an undeniable energy, subtle but electric, laced with a hint of the forbidden. Halfway through our drinks, Daniel leaned back, his arm draping casually along the back of the booth. His eyes stayed locked on mine. "You know, I've always admired how dedicated you are to your work, Lena. It's one of the things I like about you." My cheeks flushed, heat rushing to my face. I looked down at my drink, suddenly shy. I admire your confidence, Daniel," I said softly. "You always seem so sure of yourself." He chuckled, low and rich, a sound that sent a shiver through me. "Confidence isn't something I was born with," he said. "It's something I've had to work on, just like you've worked so hard to get where you are. But I've always noticed the way you carry yourself. That's what makes you stand out." His words lingered in the space between us, thick with meaning. He leaned in slightly, just enough for his hand to brush against mine on the table. The touch sparked something in me, made my breath catch. I looked up into his eyes, lips parting slightly. The air between us felt charged, like the moment before a perfect kiss. "Would it be too forward if I asked you to dance?" His voice was low, tinged with something deeper, something that made my pulse quicken. I swallowed hard and smiled, my heart pounding. "No, I think I'd like that." We stood, and as we crossed to the small, intimate dance floor, it felt like the rest of the world faded away. The music wrapped around us, slow and soft, its rhythm syncing with the beat of my heart. Daniel drew me close, his hands gentle on my waist, and we began to sway. In that moment, nothing else existed, just me and him, his breath warm against my skin, his body pressed close to mine. We moved as though we'd done this 1,000 times before, like this connection was inevitable. For once, I let myself just be, fully present, fully in it. I leaned in, brushing my lips softly against his cheek, giving him what I felt he needed. The contact sent a wave of heat through me. When he turned toward me, our noses met. An awkward, beautiful, charged moment, heavy with all the unspoken desire we'd kept beneath the surface for weeks. It wasn't just a touch, it was a promise. one of more to come, of possibilities waiting to be explored. As we held each other, I knew this night would stay with me forever. Later, lying in bed, the memory of the evening played over and over in my mind like a favorite melody. I could still feel the warmth of his hand on my waist, the way his presence had surrounded me. Every detail felt vivid. Even as my eyes grew heavy with sleep, I couldn't stop thinking about him. I couldn't stop touching myself. My hands moved in time with the rhythm of our dance, drawn by the heat of memory. My breath hitched as I imagined his slow, tender touch, deliberate but intense, stirring something deep inside me. I ached for that closeness again, for the way his body had felt against mine, the way our chemistry had lit me up from the inside out. I can't wait until work tomorrow.